After having inserted and added dimensions to all the necessary views of the parts of an assembly in a drawing, you may want to present the parts of this assembly as well as the quantity of each part in the assembly and the material of each part in a table. This kind of table is called Bill of Materials, and it is a comprehensive inventory of the raw materials, assemblies, sub-assemblies, parts and components, as well as the quantities of each needed to manufacture a product. So in short, it is the complete list of all the items that are required to create the final product. Before you create a bill of materials, it is highly recommended to have defined all the necessary properties in each individual part file. To understand better what a bill of material is, let's move on to an example. In the open document, I have already placed the necessary views of the parts of this assembly. I have also added dimensions, and I have created balloons too. I have also specified the properties I need in the individual part files, and now I am ready to create a bill of materials. So I will expand the Tables button options, and from those options I will select the bill of materials. Once I do, I have to select the assembly. So I will click on the exploded view of the assembly, and then I will click on the check mark, which can be seen in the Property Manager palette. Now the table appears attached to the cursor, and all I have to do is click somewhere on the paper to place it. Once I place it, notice that by default it contains certain columns. In the first column appears the number of the row. In the second column, the number of the part. In the third, its description. And finally, in the fourth column appears the quantity. It's very easy to delete a column. For example, I will select the part number column, right-click on it, hover the cursor over the delete option for a few seconds, and then select the column option. In this way, the column was deleted. To add a new column to the right of the column A, I will right-click on the column, hover the cursor over the Insert option for a few seconds, and then select the column right option. Now I will expand the column type list and I will select the Custom Property option. Then I will expand the property name list and I will select the part number option. In the same way, I will add another column next to the description column. This new column will display the material of its part. At this point, I will decrease the width of the description column by clicking on its right margin and dragging to the left. Now I will add another column to the right of the quantity column, and this time I will double-click on the F1 cell and I will type the word views. Then I will go to the F2 cell and I will write the words front and right, which are the views of the part 1 that have been placed on paper. In the same way, I can fill in the rest of the cells. However, I will delete this column to show you something quite useful. I can set the sort order of the table based on the property I want. So I will select the table and right-click on it. From the options that appear, I will click on the Sort option. In the window that opens, I can select the property based on which I want the table to be sorted. I will expand the list of the first Sort By field and select the Description option. In this way, the components are sorted according to their description. If I select the Ascending option, then the table will be sorted in ascending order. On the contrary, if I select the Descending option, then it will be sorted in descending order. Now I will click OK to see the result. Notice that indeed the table is sorted by the description. At this point, I will right-click on the table and select the Sort option again. This time, in the Sort By field, I will select the Part Number option. If I expand the Then By list, I can select another property for a secondary sort. For example, if two parts had the same part number, I could sort them according to their description. Simply put, the one whose description started with a letter closer to A would appear first. At this point, I will click OK to close this window and see the final result. So this is how you create a bill of materials in Solidworks. Now you know all you need to create your own complete drawings and present your own products.